Hi, I'm Sonia, and in this video I want to talk about living in the end, but not in the so much the living in the end part, more about what the end actually is. So when I first got into manifesting, I was taught that you need to go way out. Like, what is your end desire? So let's say you're single and you want to get married. So the end you want to envision is being married. Did you know that that's not the only end that you could be imagining or telling yourself is true? Because it's not. I had a really hard time going that far out. I get it. And if that works for you, it works for you and cool. And if that's how you do it, cool. Like, you're not wrong. If that works for you, go for it. If it doesn't work for you, you can manifest in steps. Did you know that? You're always manifesting. You're always going to be manifesting. There is no end to your manifesting. Until you die, you're going to continue manifesting. So you can manifest in steps if that feels better and is easier for you. So we'll stick with relationship. If you're single, you can start telling yourself, imagining, however you do it, I met the perfect person. I met the perfect person. I met the perfect person. Or they constantly text me, or whatever. I went on a date. Even just start there. I went on a date. I went on an amazing date. I met an amazing person. You can start there. You can start wherever you want. And then once you have that happen, they constantly text me. We're constantly going out. We spend all our time together. And then once that's, you're going to tell yourself that until you want to up it to something else. We're moving in together. We're getting engaged. We're getting married. Whatever. I hope you get my point. Living in the end doesn't have to be the actual end. For me, starting on social media, okay, my end goal could be to have 1 million followers, but I've just been starting. Like, I literally started my first day. I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing if I get 1 follower? Just one. I ended up getting 2. One was somebody, just some random person on the internet, and the other person was a friend of mine, so I got 2. But it's like, wouldn't it be amazing if I just got like 1? And then I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if I had 5? And I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing if I had 10, 25? And you can kind of see, how I went from there. I wasn't just like constantly focused on a huge number, because that, number one, it doesn't feel good to me to go that big, to be like, I'm going to go from 0 to 1 million. Is it possible? Yeah, but it does not feel good to me to say that. So having it more just in steps, more present, feels better, and it happens really fast. As of me filming this, I have 51 subscribers, and it hasn't even been a month that I've been on YouTube as I'm filming this, because I film my videos in advance. So it's working, because I honestly didn't think I would get any subscribers. Yeah. So I think the other thing I want to talk about in this video is that, and I mentioned it already, but you are always manifesting. You're always going to be manifesting. You don't have a limit to your manifestations. And by doing it in steps, you're not cutting yourself off. You're not whatever. Like, you can still kind of play in that, I'm married and happy with kids and all the things. But if it doesn't feel good, like if that's too far off, you can bring it back. You can always up it to that, right? But start with an end that feels doable to you. Start with something that you're like, man, if that could happen, it would be amazing. And that's gonna do 2 things. One, it's gonna start probably giving you better results, because you're less you're taking pressure off of yourself by going so big. And two, instead of doing a bunch of, you know, the law of attraction stuff of like, manifest seeing a butterfly and manifest this stupid crap nobody wants that you can do very easily, right? Because you don't really care. Start using your bigger manifestations to prove manifestation works, to prove to yourself, I thought about that and it happened. This works. Now I can go bigger. That worked. I can go bigger. So that you build that confidence in yourself and you start to see how it best works for you, because you are you and you need to figure out how this best works for you. Listening to me is great. I can give you some pointers and some guidance, but maybe you don't really think like I do. Maybe you use more of visualization, or you like to script, or whatever. You can't do this wrong as long as it works for you. And if it's not working for you, then that's where I would try changing something, right? I am petting Jack, so I'm like trying to stay in the camera and pet him at the same time. The only law, the only rule you have to remember is that what you assume is true is true. Whatever you think about is what you're going to experience. That's the only law, the only rule. So everything else is based on your preference. So the teachers who are teaching to go, 5 years out, you got to go 10 years, you got to see what your life's going to look like in 10 years from now, or you can't have your shit. If that works for you, awesome. That doesn't fucking work for me, because my vision of 5, 10, 15 years from now, I can't even comprehend. I can't comprehend it, but I can comprehend manifesting 5 subscribers. I can comprehend manifesting a text. I can comprehend manifesting somebody asking me out. I can comprehend finding a house I want to buy. I can comprehend whatever, like that next step. You can comprehend that, right? So if that is something that you have struggled with, or you were wondering, try it. What'll it hurt? Well, it won't hurt anything, right? And trust me, when you start seeing that movement and you start seeing things fall into place and you're like, oh wow, this is working for me, that is so much of what is hard about getting this stuff to work, is doing things and not seeing the results. And you have to shift it to where you're getting some kind of a result in order to speed up how much you get results with it, right? Because the more you get results, you're going to start putting together what you were doing in order to get the results that you want to see, as you grow bigger and you want to do different things. I intend that this was helpful. If you give it a try and it works for you, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.